What's up, YouTube? I'm here doing my prediction video for UFC Fight Night I versus Calvillo. The only reason I'm putting this up so late is because up until pretty much yesterday, they were still announcing fights for this card, and a few fights have been pulled even just this morning when I woke up. So I've been waiting till the last possible minute just because fights keep getting changed. And just to let people know, even some of the fights that have been picked today, I wouldn't be surprised if people pull out because a ton of people miss weight if you look at the weigh-ins. Let's start at the bottom. The first fight is Christian Aguilar versus Anthony Ivy. To me, Christian is a really good striker, but he's kind of like a coin flip fighter in the sense that he gets knocked out almost as many times as he knocks people out. His record's like 15-5 or 14-6, and most of his wins are by knockout, but so are most of his losses. I think Anthony Ivy, he had a little rocky start to the game of his career, but now he's won like 4 or 5 in a row, and I think he beat one or two of the guys he lost to early on. I think he's looked a lot better recently. I think on the stand-up, it's pretty close, but if Anthony takes this to the ground, I think he's going to win by knockout or submission. So I got Anthony winning by either first or second round finish. Next is Tyson Nam versus Zakura. I can't say this guy's full name. The Russian dude looks like he's just beginning his career. I know he's got a master of striking and like combat sambo, like stand-up boxing stuff, but he's only fought really low-level dudes. He's 4-1, and I know he's a hot prospect, but it's like he hasn't fought anyone of note. Tyson Nam, to me, striking-wise, Zakura might have the slight advantage, but I feel like Tyson Nam, if he's smart, he'll take this to the ground. I think he's going to have a big advantage there. And I just think Tyson Nam had way more time to prepare this fight. The Russian dude only had like less than a week to prepare for this. So I'm going with Tyson Nam. I think he's going to win by probably either decision or finish with like ground and pound once he takes it to the ground. Next is Julia Oliva versus Gina McKenzie. And to me, this fight is pretty interesting, but I feel like Julia Oliva is just the way better fighter. I think that she overall is the better striker and everything. I feel she has one loss and it was from a broken hand. I feel like she should be undefeated. I think Gina, she's well-rounded everywhere, but she's just not as good as Julia. I think Julia can keep this on the feet, outstrike Gina, and probably get a finish. I'm going with Julia to win either by a dominant decision or by late TKO, just with significantly better striking. Next is Charles Rosa versus Kevin Aguilar, and this is really just straight up striker versus grappler. It's whoever can get it where. And I'm leaning towards Kevin. I just think Kevin, he struggled a little bit with the stronger strikers, but I think that his takedown defense is still super amazing. I think he's really good at stuffing takedowns and getting back to his feet. And I think just in terms of straight up striking, he's got the big advantage in this fight. I think Rosa's primarily just a jiu-jitsu guy, and I think Kevin might eventually catch Rosa and knock him out. I think, like I said, I think he just sprawls and brawls and TKOs him. So I got Kevin Aguilar winning by second or third round TKO. Next is Maria, I can't say her last name, versus Hannah Schaefers. And this is just going to be straight up two striker chicks going at it. It's kind of just who lands the big shot first. I think it could go either way. But I'm just slightly leaning towards Hannah. I like her striking a little bit more. I think Maria's the better prospect overall, but I just like Hannah more in this fight for some reason. I think that she just looks a little bit better. So I'm leaning towards Hannah to win by either decision or TKO. Next is Jordan Espinoza versus Mark De La Rosa, and to me, the first round's probably going to dictate what happens most of this fight. I don't think either guy's bad anywhere. I think they're good striker, wrestler, jiu-jitsu guys with good conditioning. It's hard to tell who's better overall because they fight kind of similarly on the ground. I mean, on the feet, Espinoza has a much more movement, Demetrius Johnson-based style, as where De La Rosa has kind of like a little bit movement-based, but it's more of like a standard like boxing style. I just feel like the wrestling's going to cancel each other out, and I feel like if it is on the feet, I do give the edge to Espinoza. I think his movement's just better than Mark's, and I think that as long as he's throwing strikes while he's moving, he's going to edge out De La Rosa. I don't think either guy's going to be able to finish each other because I don't think they're huge finishers, on the feet at least. And like I said, I don't think it's going to go to the ground. I think their wrestling is about even, and their overall grappling is probably about even. So I just think Espinoza is going to slightly edge out all 3 rounds and win a 30-27 decision. Next is Andre Fili versus Charles Gordanian. And to me, Charles was getting lit up by Do Ho Choi until Do Ho Choi started to gas. I feel like the same thing's going to happen in this fight, but Feely's not going to gas. I think Feely's conditioning is just too good. But I think the same striking advantage that Choi had is going to be what Feely has. I think Feely's going to be able to, outmove him, outstrike him, and probably get the finish sooner or later because he's not going to slow down and gas like Do Ho Choi did. And because of that, I think Feely's going to get either a first or second round knockout. Next is Merab Dvalishvili versus Gustavo Lopez. It was supposed to be Ray Borg at first, but he pulled out. And this fight is at a catchweight, but I think that was determined beforehand. So is the Tyson Nam fight. I forgot to say that. That fight is also at a catchweight of like 138 because the Russian dude took this fight on like 3 days' notice. To me, Gustavo looks like he's a decent fighter. I just think Merab is just a few levels too high. I think that Gustavo's pretty well-rounded everywhere, but I just think Merab is just way too good with his wrestling and overall volume striking. And the fact that Gustavo's taking this fight at such short notice just favors Merab even more. I don't know if Merab will finish him, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I do think he's just going to dominate from beginning to end. He's just going to take this guy down, outwork him, and I wouldn't be surprised if Gustavo does start to get tired late just because of how late he took this fight, and I think Merab is going to get a TKO finish probably in the 3rd. Next is Carl Robinson versus Marvin Vettori, and this is another fight where Carl Robinson didn't take this fight on short notice, and he missed the weight in this fight again. He missed weight the first time these two were supposed to fight, and I don't like doing this, but I'm probably going to pick Carl Robinson because if he missed that much weight, he's going to have such a huge advantage in this fight. I thought he had an advantage. I thought he was the better striker going into this, and I don't know why people think Marvin Vettori is just going to outstrike Carl. I don't see that. I don't think this fight's going to hit the ground at any point in time, and I think Carl's just the better striker. I think he's going to outstrike Marvin and win by decision, especially since he missed weight. He's not going to get tired. So yeah, I got Carl Robinson winning a 30-27 decision in like a decent kickboxing match. Finally, we have Jessica Eye versus Cynthia Calvillo, and this is another one where Jessica Eye missed weight by like 1/4 of a pound or something like that. So don't be surprised if she pulls out of the fight tomorrow. A lot of these guys, like I said, which is why I did this prediction video so late. I think Calvillo's a little too small for Eye. I think Eye is going to be able to stuff the takedowns, and I think in terms of striking, Eye has a huge advantage. I don't think Calvillo is going to be able to pin Eye to the ground, and I also feel like Calvillo has shown that she's not as great as a lot of people think. Her last, like 4 of her last 6 fights, I thought she just straight up lost. 2 of them she won. One of them was a draw, and then she did lose one of them, but there was a couple that she clearly won, but the one against what was it? The Scottish chick, and the one against I can't remember the other chick, but you know what I mean? I feel like she's lost more than she's won, and she's just barely getting these decisions. I don't think she's going to be able to do that to Eye. I don't think she's going to be able to take her down and hold her down. I think Eye's just going to be able to outmove her, outbox her, and stuff the takedowns and win a decision. So I got Jessica Eye winning by at least a 48-47 decision, probably closer to a 50-45. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe.